Hey everyone, I have a couple Charvels here that I'd like to talk about. I've done videos about them in the past. This is an attempt to clear everything up in one shot and put them all in a time-stamped video for you to get all the information, get some sound samples through a big amp here in front of the camera, and that's really it. So we have USA Jake E Lee Blue Burst. We have the Pro Mod Jake E Lee, that's a made in Mexico version. And behind that we have a Purple Burst Replica Charvel. And behind that, we have a white with lavender hue USA. All these guitars have JBs in the bridge, with the exception of the Purple Burst. It has a distortion, and this JB is a little bit different. It's an SWD custom. All the guitars have DiMarzio SDS ones in the middle and the neck position. All guitars have a maple neck, rosewood fingerboard, dot inlays. The Blue Burst has 22 frets, and the Purple Burst does as well, but we're going to talk less about this because it's not the official Charvel released model. All the features of my Charvel that's purple, it has a wider nut, so it has the white with lavender nut spacing. It has the same bodies material, the same neck wood, but it has extra jumbo frets on it. So when you hear that, you're going to hear the same body with a different pickup. So the official models here, we have a poplar body on the Blue Burst. On the white with not lavender, we have an alder body. On the white with lavender, we have an ash body. Both the Pro Mod and the USA white guitars have a 12 to 16 inch compound radius fingerboard with 21 frets. The frets on the USA are tall and skinny, whereas on the Pro Mod they're jumbos. On this, they're kind of in the middle. They're wide and they're not as tall as the white with lavender. We have 22 frets on this. This has a flat 12-inch radius, whereas these have a 12 to 16-inch radius. The scale length is the same on all of them, 25.5 inches. The neck adjustment is at the heel on this one, so you will have to remove the neck if you have to adjust the truss rod. It's at the heel on the white non-lavender, but it's with the thumb wheel that you see on the Pro Mod Charvels. The white with lavender has it at the headstock. The nut on the white with lavender is bone. On my Pro Mod, it's tusk. I replaced that. They call this a phenolic material. I believe I pronounced that correctly. Go-to tuners on this. Go-to tuners on the white with lavender. Charvel tuners on the Pro Mod. That's the main differences between the guitars. One of the other ones I noticed on the Charvel site is they point out that the blue and the white with lavender are quarter sawn maple necks. This isn't quarter sawn according to Charvel, but it does have graphite reinforcement rods. My suspicion is the rods are there because it's not quarter sawn. I'll bring these in a little closer so you can see the grain. It's very apparent on the headstocks that they're different. Also, while we're here, I'll show you the bridges. It's a little bit different on the blue. It's a thicker, heavier brass bridge, whereas on the Pro Mod, it's kind of thin. The white with lavender USA has a bridge more similar to the Pro Mod, but it's made out of better quality materials. The pickup spacing on the Pro Mod is the same as the Blue Burst. The pickups in the Blue Burst are wood mounted, direct mounted to the wood, except for the humbucker, it's mounted to a ring, whereas the route on the Pro Mod in the white with lavender is a swimming pool route. The nut spacing on this is 40.1 millimeters. On the Pro Mod in the white with lavender, it's 42.8 millimeters. That's really the main differences between the guitars. You can tell the white Pro Mod doesn't have the lavender hue. It has an iridescence to it. It's a metallic color. It's pretty, but against the white with lavender, when you move that in the light, you get different shades, everything from lavender to pink, a little bit purple. And what I'll do is when we're done jamming, I'll just kind of take the guitar and move it around like that in the light. I'll play the Blue Burst. I'm going to do some simple riffs, and then I will play the Purple Burst, and I will do the same simple riffs. That way you can hear the poplar body with the SWD custom, and then with a Seymour Duncan Distortion. And we're just going to do the same riffs that we do for all of our videos here, and then after that we're just going to play around, jam, use some of these effects, and make some noise. We'll switch to that purple with that Seymour Duncan Distortion. Hopefully we're in tune, because if not, we're still playing it. Now we'll do the white with Lavender USA. Yes, I missed the strings on that last hit. And now we'll do the Pro Mod. I will eternally screw that up, but that's okay. So we're going to go back to our white with lavender here for a little bit. Before we start jamming on that, I'm going to bring these guitars a little closer and do what I said about turning them in the light. That should give you a pretty good idea of the difference in the iridescence between them. And hopefully that picked up some of the lavender hue on this, because it's pretty cool looking. And we had a pick and we set it behind us. So we're going into this 25 watt Mesa Badlander. Everything's pretty much at noon. I pulled the treble back a hair. I pushed the bass just a tiny bit. And our gain's about 2 o'clock. Our presence is about noon and our volume's about 9:30-ish, right in that range. We don't want to make the mistake of dialing in a bedroom tone where we go, I'll do it just for fun. It's going to sound awful. That's quite compressed sounding if you do that. It's not very good. It's almost like you took a metal zone in your bedroom. So we're going to dial those, or we did dial that bass back, push the mids back up a little bit, and that treble back up a little bit. So back to, we'll play the same thing here, same dun-dun-dun with those settings. I promise you, if you do this in a mix versus what we did right before that, this will punch through the mix every time. And if you can be heard, you're a lot heavier than if you can't be heard. So we're going to kick that reverb on, and we'll go with this Mesa Grid Slammer overdrive. Giving you an idea what that reverb decay is. I don't think it actually hits the C there at the end. I think it's a G. But that's all right. We're going to kick that reverb back off. I have so much fun playing this guitar that if I don't cut myself short here, I'll be playing to this camera all night, and the video will be about 91 years long. So what I'd like to do now is I'm going to bring this a little bit closer to the camera. I'm going to unplug it, and at the same time, I'm going to bring the Pro Mod over so you can watch me throw my cable on the floor, so you can see the difference in the pickup spacing. And pay particular attention to the middle pickup, how close it is to the bridge pickup on the Pro Mod, and the spacing between the neck pickup and the bottom of the fretboard. That'll give you a good idea. And again, this pickup spacing is more similar to the pickup spacing on the Blueburst. So kind of a way to think of the Blueburst and White Lavender and Pro Mod relationship is the White with Lavender and the Blueburst had a baby that resembled a little bit of this one, a little bit of that one, and neither of them at the same time, if that makes sense. So coming in closer here, I don't want to crowd it, but I just want to give you an idea. Let's take a look at that spacing. And then I'll attempt to do this. Hopefully you can get an idea of the fret wire between them. And I'll show you the grain so you can see the difference between the quarter sawn and the not quarter sawn. And if you look at the middle neck area and the headstock, you'll see they're a little bit different color on the USA. That's because I play this one a lot and it wears really nicely. The neck gets a really nice color to it, and it just gets silky smooth the more you play it. And then I'll bring the blue and the Pro Mod over. And then my next trip, I'll do the blue, and then I'll get the White with Lavender out. Hopefully you can see the fret wire difference here. And I'll show you the neck. Again, this one's pretty well played. I don't know how well this will show up, but it seems like the Blueburst models are really prone to the neck pocket crack in here. This one here, if you look, it's cracked from here to here, and you can hear I can get my finger in it. This side down here is not too bad at all. It's endemic to this model. I've noticed every Blueburst I've seen has some level of cracking at the pocket, and that's normal for a bolt-on guitar. So now we have both USAs side by side. You can see that neck there. I'm going to back up just a hair. And then just because we can, I'll show you my replica Purple Burst beside my Blue Burst. I think I'm crowding you. I'm sure I'll find out when I look back at this video that I came in too close with all them. So just to be sure, you can see the body there. And I'll close out by bringing you this one to take a look at it. I hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you have any questions, please let me know. Take care.